Y'all, I'm back, and y'all know I have a smile on my face. I had a video a couple weeks ago, and letting you guys know that just in this space of just homeless, and we had a place to go, but it's still, when you're our age and you're starting over, it's rough. It's rough mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because I'm in such a better headspace. I wasn't in a bad one because it's, I'm gonna tell you why. The vision that God gave me back the end of February, maybe early March, and it was to start a farm. Now, anybody who know me, I've worked in corporate America. I've been a school teacher. I've enjoyed the city life, or the suburban life, but I am excited. I am excited because there was a desire to do it, but everything that I was doing in my own was so in contradiction of going to the farm. And it took me these last two weeks or so to realize that it was like, you said yes to the assignment that God gave you, yet you were still trying to do things that was out of alignment with what he told you to do. And I didn't realize that at the time. I was just like, well, Lord, I need a job. You I need a job. Take care of my family. The bills that we have. We have a child that's still requires us to take care, the youngest of the bunch. And if you don't know, we were in North Carolina, and we'd moved there from Texas. And I actually didn't go with my family to North Carolina. I actually went to DC, Washington, DC to work. And I would just travel back and forth a couple times a month to North Carolina. And, I know that having my family apart, it was beginning to be a lot for me, a lot for my husband, and for my children. So January, I decided, okay, I'm going to stay in North Carolina. Now, our reasoning for going to North Carolina was, my bonus daughter lives there. So it was like, we're going to North Carolina. My husband gets to North Carolina, and although I'm in DC, a lot of things happen in North Carolina. Lost his wallet. I mean, everything in his wallet. Well, I'm not going to say lost. It was stolen. It was actually stolen. And everything gone. I'm talking about credit cards, driver's license, all of those things. And that was a whole process in getting that back. And I'm in DC, and things in DC are not going the way I expected them to. It was just a very, very just trying, stressful, contentious season of my life when I was there. So January, I'm like, I'm staying here with my family. I'm going to find a job in North Carolina. My husband was still working his full-time job and had a part-time job. So I'm like, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. The next month, contract with his job, they decided 2 weeks before it was supposed to end. Oh, sorry. We're not going to continue the contract. So we had the part-time job. Of course, we had money saved up. So we're like, we're going to find a job. I'm going to find one. So I get on the ball. I'm interviewing. And this is what because let me just go back. So around the end of February, early March, I inherited land. And the land has been in the family, and I've always said no. But this particular time, I said yes. I couldn't tell you. I didn't say yes. The Holy Spirit said yes. But when I said yes, when I tell you guys within a week, the God gave me a vision on what to do with this land, and it was to farm it. I'm like, farm it? Now, mind you, I'm got what I've worked in corporate America. I've lived in the cities. I've lived in the suburbs. But I said yes to farming, and all of a sudden it's like this desire rose up in me to do it. But yet I'm still looking for other jobs that's going to take me out of farming. But in my mind, I'm saying, well, I'm doing this job so that I can get the money to get the land ready so that I can farm. No, I understand that now. Actually, sitting down before doing this video, like, look, you need to get on there and talk about it. So just wanted to give you that. So we had money saved. So I'm interviewing. I'm going for interviews. I'm going for the second interviews. I'm thinking, oh, I know I'm gonna get it. In my mind, I'm gonna get it. I know I'm rocking these interviews. I'm the best, you know. And then it was like, it felt like I'm about to get hired. Then it's like, oh no, we went with someone else. Or call back, hey, we think you fit with teaching this or facilitating this or doing A, B, and C. Then all of a sudden, sorry, we went with someone else. And I couldn't understand why things were going in those directions. And this happened like 3 times. And I just couldn't understand why at the time. I felt like defeated. So, and this time money is, running out, money to pay the rent, money to, take care of all of the overhead costs is what I call them. And then my husband went to this place to help pay the rent because we were like, okay, the unemployment, everything running out, our savings is running out. And it was like, oh yeah, you got approved, but it was never paid. So then we get a note on the door that says, hey, if you don't pay rent, you have to vacate in like 48 hours, 72 hours, or what have you. I think it was like 3 days. And I don't know, nothing in us, me and my husband, was to stay. When I tell you we got that letter around 5 or 6, like say on a Monday afternoon, it was a Monday. It was like by Tuesday, by 12 noon, we had booked a storage place. We had a van. And it was like, let's get the boxes out. Because we still had boxes from when we moved. Because it was a smaller space. So we couldn't unpack all those boxes. So we started, okay, I had actually started weeks before going through things. It's like it was dropped in my spirit. Start going through stuff. Start getting rid of stuff. It was like God had me to downsize. And one thing I've learned from being disobedient for so many years was to be obedient. So when about a month before I started doing that, it took me like 2 weeks. So I got like say 40 boxes down to 20. So tea. Got it down. So I did that. And then it was like God was preparing us. But when we got that on the door, nothing in us was like, how are we going to try to make this work? Maybe we can just stay till they actually give an eviction. No, let's stay to the very end. It was like, Holy Spirit, nope, you need to move. And when I say in 2 days, and that Tuesday and Wednesday, by the time we woke up Thursday morning, which was the last day, everything was, me and Mike, we didn't even have time to be upset, to cry, or to do anything else. It was literally, I can't even say survivor mode. But if God put something on our heart, if we were sitting there and he was like, Sequita, I need you to take this down, and do it right now. I was like, come on, Mike, we need to do this. If I was dreaming and he said, this is where what you need to do. This is where you need to take it. This is how it needs to be done. I did exactly that. And we were able to get everything out, and we literally packed the car with everything. We were so in a, I don't want to say daze. I thought the bottom was going to fall out. I thought I was going to cry. I was going to scream. I was going to, be mad at Mike, be mad at myself, play the victim. Woe is me. None of that. It was just like, you need to go now. And even before we even got to Charlotte, North Carolina, and we were in the Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and High Point area. Before we even got to Charlotte, I saw a car with a Mississippi license plate. All the time I was there, we had never seen a car with a Mississippi license plate. So to me, that was a God wink, like, you're on the right path. And when I crossed that line, I knew, of North Carolina into South Carolina, guys, I knew that I was in the wrong place. I was out of alignment. And I'm going to tell you about that when I come back with part 2.